In today's tutorial, we are going to talk about what is SQL Server Express database, how to install it, and how to connect SQL Server with Python program easily. We have official website of Microsoft and I have opened SQL Server link. To download SQL Server Express Edition, we have to click on Downloads button. In top downloads, we have 4 tiles. SQL Server Developer Edition is completely free to use, but only development and testing purpose. It cannot be used in production environment. If you are looking for free SQL Server Edition for production use, then SQL Server 2022 Express Edition is the best choice for you. SQL Server Express Edition is a free and lightweight edition of Microsoft SQL Server. It is designed for small scale applications. It is for learning and development. So let's download its version. Click on download now. Your installer file is downloaded. Just click on the file. You will see a wizard window over here. There are 3 options. Just click on custom, click on install. You will see that there is a new window opened. Just click on first link button. Accept the terms of licensing and click on next button. It is asking for Microsoft update automatically. Click on this checkbox, click on next, click on next. We don't want Azure extension for SQL Server, just uncheck this option, click on next. Just click on next button. By default, this instance will contain these features. Click on next. Just click on next button. So at this database engine configuration, check this mixed mode and enter a valid password. Click on next button. You can see that this installation is completed. Click on the close button. We need one more tool to access SQL Server. Click on this install SQL Server management tool. Just click on this download button. Click on this exe file. Just click on continue. Here we have a new installer window that is from Visual Studio. Okay, if you want any additional tool with your SSMS, then just check those. Otherwise, you can install these component anytime. I'm gonna leave these as it is and click on install. So this SSMS will provide a graphical interface for database administration, query execution, and performance monitoring. All right. You can see that installation is completed. Click on close button. Just restart your computer once. Once you restart your computer, you have to verify one thing on your SQL Server Configuration Manager. Just check in the SQL Server Network configuration, these TCP/IP, named pipe and shared memory would be enabled. Right click on it and make all these enable. Okay, all 3 protocol settings are enabled. These services should always be started. Just ensure that it is running. If it is not running, just right click on it and click on start button. Now you have to type in SSMS on your start menu, right? Just click on SQL Server Management Studio 21. One more thing you have to make sure here, you have to authenticate yourself in SSMS tool. Okay, I have authenticated myself with my GitHub account. Okay, in your case, just click on File and click on Account Settings. Just check which account you are using in order to authenticate yourself on this SSMS tool. Either you can use your Microsoft account or you can use any GitHub account. Let me close it down. Once all these settings are done, just click on File, Connect Object Server. Here it is asking for the server name, authentication method, username and the password, and other things, right? So what we have to type here, since we have installed this database engine on localhost, and you have to mention your SQL Server instance name. In our case, it was SQL Express. And here it is asking for authentication. Either we can authenticate ourselves as a window authentication user or we can provide SQL Server authentication credentials. Okay. For now, I'm just selecting Windows authentication as default. Okay. And we have to check this Trust Server Certificate checkbox. Just click on Connect. So you will be able to connect with your SQL Server database engine. Here you can see we have databases section where we have default databases. Okay, these are the default system databases. We're gonna just create a new database. I have just right click on the database. This is employee database. Okay, just leave these settings as is. Click on OK button. So your new database is created inside this databases node. Okay, if you want to create any new table, right click on the tables, new and tables. Okay, just type in the column name, data type. Okay, name varchar 50, control S, provide the name, click on OK. So your table is created into this new database. You see, if you want to see the data, what is the data inside this table, right click on it and click on select top 1000 row. You will be able to see a one query editor where you can type in your queries, right? So here we do not have any row in this table. Now let's get started to connect SQL Server in Python program. I have just opened my development environment where I have PyCharm editor opened. This is a demo project and there is one new Python file created to connect SQL Server in Python program. I have also activated the virtual environment and Python 3.13 version is installed on this virtual environment. Okay, in order to connect SQL Server in Python program, we have to install one package on our virtual environment, that is pyodbc, right? Let me open my terminal and type in one command pip install pyodbc. As soon as I execute this command, this package will be installed on my virtual environment, right? Next step, we need to download the ODBC driver for SQL Server. If you want to actually find out your driver, just type in ODBC and you will see one application on your Windows. Here, this window shows that which type of drivers are installed on our computer. Okay, I have SQL Server, I have ODBC driver 18 and 17 for SQL Server. We are gonna use this SQL Server driver to connect with SQL database locally. If you do not have ODBC driver installed on your computer, I will provide its link in the description box of this tutorial. You can follow the instruction and install it. Now let's move further to connect with SQL Server database, right? I'm gonna import this package, import pyodbc. I'm gonna create variable for connection credentials. I will take server, database, username, password. If you want to find out the SQL Server name which you have just installed on your computer, you have to type in SQL statement. So this is the new database for us, that is employee, right? We are gonna fire one query and type in select server name. Execute this query, you will see that this is your server name. Okay, either you can copy this and paste here, or you can set localhost and then say SQL Express. This is the instance name of SQL Server which is running on our machine. Okay, database is the employee, username would be SA, and password would be the one which you had saved while installing SQL Server on your computer. I am gonna create an object connection pyodbc.connect method. Here we have to provide driver. Driver we had just shown. I'm gonna take SQL server. And then we have to just take server, that would be our server variable. Let me remove this. So let me add other property of connection, database, then user ID, UID, username, and password for PWT. Alright, so here what we are going to get a connection object from this connect method. The next step is to take a variable for executing our query, right? We are going to create a new user table inside employee database, right? I have one query handy to save some time. So in this query, we have taken a users table which will be created against this employee database, right? And then we have to take a cursor object on connection object, cursor, cursor dot execute, and query needs to be passed into this execute method. Okay. Now we have to commit the statement with the help of commit method, and then cursor needs to be close just after the commit method. Cursor dot close, and then connection should also be close. All right, let's run the program. Query is executed successfully. Now let's check the database. Refresh the database, expand tables node. Now you can see that users table is created. Okay, if you want to see how many records are there, we just type in one query, select a stick from users, right? There is no data in this table. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to create two records from the Python program. I have a query handy to save some more time. These are the fields. We have two rows with different name. So two records will be inserted after executing this program. Okay, let's run the program. Program ran successfully. Let's select the data from this table. You see, we have two records in this table. Now let's try to fetch data from these users tables. So instead of insert, I'm gonna fire select a stick from users. Okay, and we have to just comment this commit. We are going to create a object records cursor dot fetch all. This is the method which returns all the records from the table. Okay, and these records we will iterate through the for loop. For f in records print, let's say id, we'll say f0, and name would be in first index of column, right? Let's run the program. You will see that there are two records. Okay, we have one more method on cursor object, that is fetch one. If you want to get only single record from the table, then fetch one will help you. Fetch one, just say records index. All right, you will get only first record from this table. Run the program. You see that we have first record. So if you want to apply order by for all the data, so just fetch all would be fine. Okay, again for loop, have in records f f. Okay, now run the program again. We have sorted this data on basis of this column ID. If you put descending order with the query, then your data display would be different. You see that now Anthony's record is showing on first position because we have sorted the data in descending order. Now let's see how to update records, right? I'm gonna update this user table, set name. I'm gonna set Andrew where ID equals to 1. Okay, where we have name John, so its name will be updating with Andrew. Okay, I'm gonna remove these statements and I'm gonna open this commit method statement, right? Which will commit the data. Okay, run the program. Now let's check our table again. Cgit query. We have entry name against this ID. If you want to delete any record from this table, just use delete from user. If you want to delete specific records, then you have to specify where, which means that entry record will no more, right? Run the program. So first record is now gone. Okay. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to install SQL Server and use PyODBC driver to connect SQL Server database with your Python application. You also saw some unique feature of SQL Server database that differentiate it from other databases. You also learned some programming best practices that are worth considering when it comes to establishing a connection, creating tables, and inserting and updating records in database application. So hit a like button and give me the comment down below of video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.